We're still on the same passage, Philostratus Heroikos 53, sections 8 through 13, and we finished with the hymn that is sung in the context of the sacrifice to Achilles, where it turns out that the presence of the cosmic goddess Thetis in her localized, focalized role is brought into action. And at this point, there are all sorts of interesting ritual details that after the hymn is performed, a shield was banged upon. That's a good way to summon the consciousness of a hero who fought at Troy. And then a rhythmical coordination that accompanies the cry, alala. And again, when you say rhythmical coordination, what you're really talking about is dance in the sense of stylized movement, of stylized warrior dance, for example. And then, look, it's not just using garlands, it's garlanding the top of the tumulus. It's as if the tumulus were the hero. It's the metonymic extension of the hero. And so you put the garland on the head of the hero. Well, actually, you put the garland on the top of the colonus, on the top of the tumulus. And now it's time to slaughter the black bull. And the black bull, because of his blackness, would be the human side versus the divine side of the hero. When I say would be, I'm saying would be an extension of. And in the original Greek, this is underlined with the statement, as to one who is dead. Then we mustn't forget about Patroklos, so he is invoked because Achilles would want it that way. So that way our relationship with Achilles, when we worship Achilles, is going to be on an even keel. That's good. And then here you see so beautifully that when you sacrifice to the human aspect of a hero, then it's enagizein. It's that mode of sacrifice where you're using a concave, beneath ground level mentality.
Yes, a pit, yes.
And then after that is done, okay, it's time to get ready to go back to Thessaly, going back to Europe, so they go back to the ship, and there on the beach they sacrifice the other bull, which is the white bull, and now we're emphasizing the divine side of Achilles' formación, the side that has affinity with the mother who is divine, as opposed to the father who is not divine. So after the second phase of sacrificing, and here the emphasis is on thuein, not enagizein, then the sacrifices sail away. They go back to Europe. They go back to Thessalian Aeolic territory versus non-Thessalian Aeolic territory where they are. I like the fact that they sail away at dawn because that's the way Achilles would have wanted it. He talks about sailing away at dawn in Iliad 9 in such a beautiful way. And any parts of the sacrifice that are left over, they'll just take back to Europe with them. And again, this has to do with this ritualized rivalry, maybe even enmity between European Aeolians, who are the Thessalians, and then Asiatic Aeolians, who are represented by the new Troy, the new Ilion. And people in New Ilion are not supposed to know that this is even happening. That's the ritualized mindset.